You ever start your truck, hear a little tick, and tell yourself it's nothing? Give me 60 seconds and I'll show you the invoice line that proves it's not nothing, and why GM's new V8 Truth isn't the story you were sold. By the 3-minute mark, you'll know the one question to ask your service advisor that can save you thousands. But first, listen closely. You were promised modern V8 power without the old headaches. Cleaner, stronger, smarter, and for a while it feels that way. The throttle is crisp, the torque is right there, and you think, okay, they finally nailed it. Then the miles stack up, summer shows its teeth, you tow a few weekends, and the noises you ignored turn into a rhythm you can't unhear. That's when the truth shows up, not on a brochure, but on paper with a dollar sign. Here's the fight. GM's latest small block comes with clever tricks to keep it efficient and powerful. Cylinder deactivation logic, tight oil control, aggressive timing, lightweight parts where the bean counters can shave ounces. On paper, it's a masterpiece. In the real world, every one of those clever choices adds stress points. Shut a cylinder, reopen it, do that hundreds of times on a hill in July. The lifter and cam see that as work. Thin oil in pursuit of tenths on an EPA cycle? Your bearings see that as permission to complain when temps spike. This is the part nobody likes to say out loud. Efficiency features aren't free. You pay for them somewhere. In 30 seconds, I'll give you the 3 failure voices to memorize so you can catch trouble early. First, the stakes. On social feeds and forums, you'll see the same pattern. A ticket idle that's probably an exhaust leak, an intermittent misfire. The computer will sort out. A sudden loss of power under load that disappears once you lift. Ignore those breadcrumbs and you'll meet the invoice that starts with a cam and lifter kit and ends past $5 grand. You don't need to be a mechanic to see it coming. You just need to know what you're hearing. Microhook. The 3 voices. Voice 1. Sewing machine tick at cold start that softens when warm. That's your early warning. Voice 2. Sharp metallic tap that follows RPM. That's a roller that's not rolling. Voice 3. The rhythm disappears, and your engine suddenly feels smooth but down on power. That's not relief. That's collapse. When the tick goes quiet for the wrong reason, the cam lobe just got eaten. But isn't this fixed in the new generation? That's the sentence that keeps owners calm, right until the parts counter slides them a revised part number that's improved, but not immune. GM has been iterating on lifters and control logic for over a decade. Better? Yes. Bulletproof? That's marketing. Think of it like this. The system isn't broken because a part fails. The system is risky because it depends on parts that operate at the edge of what oil, heat, and time like to tolerate. Let's talk heat, because heat is the villain in most engine stories that owners think are about bad luck. You tow on a 95-degree day, oil thins, the deactivation lifters are cycling, the engine management trims timing to keep knock at bay, and your beautiful efficiency map turns into a survival map. That's when the wear happens. Not every truck, not every day, but enough that service departments keep lifter kits in stock like bottled water before a storm. And no, this isn't a don't tow sermon. It's a know when towing taxes the trick parts reality check. You want numbers? Quick math. At 15,000 miles per year, even a 1 mpg swing from brochure world to my world is 55 to 60 extra gallons. At $4 a gallon, that's $240 a year. Not huge. But add the smart hardware risk column, one lifter job caught early at $2,800 to $3,600, or a full cam and lifter service past $5 grand if you drove through the tick. Suddenly the fuel story you argued about online is a sideshow. The real bill is mechanical. Okay, what do I do right now? 2 things in the next 10 minutes. Grab your phone, start the engine cold, record 30 seconds near the valve covers. Do it again hot. If the cold tick is sharp and maps to RPM, don't argue with strangers. Get a baseline at a dealer while you're in warranty. Second, pull your last 3 fuel receipts and write your load next to them. Empty, bed full, trailer. Patterns matter. If your mileage swings like a mood ring, your engine is living on the edge of boost and heat more often than you think. Mechanism time. Clean and simple. Cylinder deactivation wins lab cycles by cutting pumping losses. But each deactivate/reactivate event moves tiny parts that need perfect oil pressure and clean passages. That's fine at 68 degrees on flat ground. On a grade, hot with the converter locked and the cruise nudging, those cycles ramp. The lifter roller is supposed to glide. When it doesn't, When it skids, it machines a groove in the cam. That groove is permanent. You can't oil change your way out of a gouged lobe. Wallet punch in 10 seconds. If a tech says, "We'll just replace the noisy one," ask, "What's the contamination plan?" Because metal from a lobe doesn't just disappear. It tours your oil galleys and says hello to bearings. If they're not dropping the pan, inspecting for glitter, and flushing like they mean it, you're setting up a sequel. That one question can be the difference between fixing it once and paying twice. But my buddy's truck is perfect at 80,000. Great, many are. This isn't doom, it's probability. And probability shifts with climate, load, maintenance discipline, and how often your life looks like a brochure. If you live flat, run light, and keep oil fresh, you may never hear a tick. If you tow in heat, idle at job sites, and stretch intervals because life is messy, you're rolling dice the brochure never mentioned. Now, the part GM would rather I skip: the quiet cost of new and improved. Lightweight valve train pieces reduce inertia and margin. Thinner oil reduces drag and cushion. Aggressive timing improves feel. And knock sensitivity when the world gets hot and heavy. None of these are sins. They're trades. But the marketing only talks about the upside of trades. The truth is, the bill. Here's the mid-video payoff I promised. The exact line on the invoice that decides whether you're getting fixed or fed into a parts cannon. Replace one lifter versus replace lifters as a set plus camshaft inspection plus pan drop plus filter media check. If you see the first without the rest, push back. You don't spot treat metal, you purge it. Let's pull out of the fear lane and talk about wins, because the new GM V8 does have them. Response off idle is clean. Torque under 3,000 RPM is generous. The transmission calibration, when updated, understands that fat mid-range and doesn't hunt as much as older tunes. Those are real daily life benefits. If you pair those benefits with boring, disciplined maintenance, you stack the odds in your favor. Speaking of boring, here's your 3-step survival checklist. 1. Oil early, oil right. Forget the fantasy 10K interval. Run 5K to 6K with a Dexos-approved oil that doesn't shear to water by July. 2. Listen hot. A cold tick can be harmless. A hot rhythmic tap that maps to RPM is a calendar item. 3. Refuse half measures. If a lifter dies, you're replacing a system, not a souvenir. Ask about updated part numbers. Ask what changed. If the answer is just trust us, get a second quote. You want a sanity check for long trips? Do this before a tow. Run a 10-minute highway drive, then idle 2 minutes in park with the hood up. If the soundscape changes after heat soak, you learned something in your driveway for free. Do it again after you get back. Engines tell you how they feel if you give them a minute to speak. The elephant in the comments is always MPG. But my new V8 gets 20 on the highway. It can, so can the last one, for a while, under the right wind, on the right day. What owners actually live with is averages. Averages include heat, headwinds, cheap gas on a road trip, and a cooler full of ice and tools in the bed. That's why the truth here isn't pretty. The efficiency you were promised exists, but it's fragile. When it breaks into parts bills, not just fuel. Let's land this. GM built a strong, modern V8 that feels great when life is easy and fine when life is normal. Where the cracks show is when life is hot, heavy, and late, the exact moments trucks are bought for. The truth they exposed, whether they meant to or not, is that the price of winning lab tests is paid in long-term margin. If you accept that trade and manage it, you'll be happy. If you pretend that trade doesn't exist, the tick will teach it to you with interest. 2 closing cheat codes so you don't overpay for lessons. First, less pedal at 2,000 RPM wins your 5-year math. Whichever engine needs less to move you on familiar roads is the one that costs you less, regardless of stickers. Second, stability is a feature. A powertrain that behaves the same in August as it does in April is worth more than a headline number that melts on a grade. Drop your data, cold start audio clips, worst case towing miles per gallon, parts quotes. If your truck is perfect, say so. People need to hear both sides. If you've got the invoice with the ugly part numbers, blur your name and share the totals. The comments are where the brochure ends and the receipts begin. You wanted the truth about GM's new V8. Here it is. Not a disaster, not a miracle, but a set of trades you can't ignore. Respect them and you'll love the truck. Deny them and you'll meet the tick that smiles, goes quiet, and hands you a pen.